they told me that you have a family story about one of these guys that we're gonna watch today, Castellanos. Can you please tell me your name and can you share with us the story?
I'm Lotti Mandel and married with John Bainrap. So my name here in the United States is Lotti Bainrap, but my maiden name is Mandel. And the family story that I have is a cousin of my father whose name was George Mandel. And he had commercial relationships with Arturo Castellanos during the 30s. In the year 41, he Arturo Castellanos made him become a honorary consul of El Salvador, so he could have papers and go into the area that was already invaded by Germany. So he changed his name from George Mandel to George Mandel-Mantello, so that it would be more Latin. So that's how he started, and he went into sent people to Hungary to save his wife and his son. But when he was able to get papers to go into Hungary to help his family, they had already been all transported to Auschwitz. So he was never able to help his family. He came back and established himself in Switzerland, and then he started with Arturo Castellano to write documents, making Jewish people become citizens of El Salvador. And they worked day and night with a group of about 5 other people making these documents. And that's how so many Jews were able to leave Germany thanks to these papers. In Hungary, I mean, they would even throw the papers into the trains. The other thing that this George Mandel did was that he found out about the protocol of Auschwitz. So it was this document that 2 survivors had written in Switzerland about what was happening in Auschwitz. But he went to the media, to the newspapers, to denounce what was happening in the concentration camps, and he was able to achieve that the trains were stopped for 3 months because of the what was heard about the concentration camp. But then, in 3 months later, they started again. So he also saved people by stopping the trains at least for a few months. So that's his story. After the war, he continued to be a businessman and to be very involved with Yad Vashem in Israel. All his story is in the Holocaust Museum of Washington. And he kept in touch with Arturo Castellanos until he died, and also with his family. So, in a way, it was another story of heroism.
Of course.
Yes.
And we're here today to hear about all these stories, and it's really amazing how you can see that people are willing to help others.
Yes, I'm always amazed because I always wonder how I would have behaved if I would have been willing to sacrifice my life and my family to save other people. I can't believe these people were so amazing, especially because they were not Jews, they were not being persecuted. And the fact that they were willing to risk their life to help other people is you can't be any better person than that.
I also want to talk about values and principles, the way you brought up, how your parents taught you to discern between good and bad.
My parents were more the type of people that educated me by example. I had a profound admiration for them because my mother had been in Siberia. She was taken when she was 8 years old with her family, saved from the Germans by the Russians, but taken to Siberia. So she went through hunger, but she would always tell me her story with a lot of not as a poor little me, all the opposite. It's an adventure. And my father had been in Auschwitz because he was very young during the war. He was caught to do the work in the trails. And all he talked about the Holocaust would be a, an anecdote. He would not talk about anything bad. He said he wanted his daughters to be free of having this heavy burden. And both of them were very fun-loving people. They loved life, and they went through sicknesses, and they were very stoic. So, as I say, example, my mother was always good to other people, always liked to help. My father also. So, you learn it by osmosis.
So what can you tell, message you can give to the young people that they can come and see what's going on in this,
Please, come and
and
see.
and to tell the world, because this is a big thing we want to dream about,
Yes.
CoExSpace and what they're doing, to
Yes.
tell the world how to really educate themselves
Yes.
and to be in the right side of the story.
Yes, well, all I can say is that if we do to others what we would like them to do to us, we would probably have a better world. And following the example of people that have been is willing to fight for their values, willing to have dignity. I think this is in part an example of that, and what I think all this organization is trying to do is promote tolerance between people. The people should accept each other, if, even by being different. We don't have to be all the same. We should love diversity, and it's not only anti-Semitism; it's anti-anything, anti any type of racism. So this is what I hope seeing this type of exhibitions will promote.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.